972-235-55555 is the number to reach them and get your appointment. And yes, if you have a question right now, please do call us here, 972-235-5555. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia. Any question related to employment, family-based immigration matters, family law, corporate law, or civil matters, now is the time to call. Once again, that number is 972-235-5555. With that, let's welcome Pallavi Ahluwalia on the airwaves of Phanisha Radio 104.9 FM. Good morning, Pallavi. How are you?
Hi, Meetu. How are you? Glad to be here this Wednesday morning with Your Business Matters. As always, we're here and ready to answer questions and interact with our wonderful community that always has enough questions to keep a bunch of us busy here.
That's true.
So we're here and ready to answer questions and interact with our wonderful community that always has enough questions to keep a bunch of us busy here.
That's true.
So let's start taking the callers. I think we had a call already, right?
Yes, we do. So once again, 972-235-5555, number in the studio. Call us right now. Going to our first call of Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yeah, hi, this is Sandeep here. Namaste पल्लवी जी, कैसे हो आप?
बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक, आप बताएं?
मैं भी अच्छा हूँ. पल्लवी जी, actually मुझे आपकी एक advice चाहिए थी. So the thing is, I'm a green card holder. I'm going to get married to a girl. She is in India right now, but she got a US tourist visa that's a 10-year duration, and she even traveled to US in August this year, and she spent around 15 days over here, and she went back. So actually, I want to know, like, what is the best process that I should follow so that she get a green card, as fast as possible.
Okay, so
and
surely. So you still have not filed her I-130, correct?
No, I didn't.
So the green card through a spouse roughly takes about 2 years. That's about the time that you should allow for it. Now, even if she has a visitor visa, there is not any option for her to stay back based on that, because when you are a preference category, like you are the F2A category here, it does not allow for somebody to give up their somebody to give up their visitor visa to stay on until the dates are current. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, and the dates are currently for India that they're showing in terms of final action dates are December 22nd of 2014. Okay, now the ones that people that can file adjustments are November 22nd of 2015, so which is almost a year later, and that's the priority date. However, the concern here is that people that come in and are adjusting under the F2A have to maintain their underlying current status. That is something a lot of people forget to do, and then they have a hard time when they are about to adjust, because the USCIS requires maintenance of status through the period in which the adjustment is pending. And as a visitor, she does not have that option.
Okay, but can she come here and back and forth? Can she travel that?
Yes, but then again, she has to be careful. So if she comes here, stays here 6 months, she'll have to step out for about 6 months, then come back in.
For about 6 months? Oh, okay.
Right,
okay.
So when she comes and stays here, then she has to step out and keep coming back in and out of the country. Right, but she has to stay outside as well, so that it does not appear that she is spending more time here and is behaving like a resident.
Oh, okay, got it. And the other thing I wanted to know is so once her I-131 is approved, and then she can come here and we can apply for her change of status, right?
No, so this is all a matter of the priority date again, like I just explained. So you have to look at the 485 is only allowed to people that have current priority dates on the preference categories, which is F2A. Okay. So, and that's why I said it's 2014 and 2015 November for the adjustment cases, but the only issue that I have with even applying for an adjustment is that you have to maintain your underlying status, and that's the issue.
Yeah, it would be difficult because you have just 6 months.
Yes, she has just 6 months of status, so and she cannot, and that adjustment may take. So the green card process roughly does take about 2 years. So the better plan may be for you to apply the I-130 as soon as possible, get her a date, as in her preference date, and that is her priority date. Once you get her that, then she can travel to and fro, but she has to just be careful at the port of entry that she's not spending more time here than she is abroad.
More time. Okay, and I-31 needs to be filed in India, right, with the US Embassy?
No. It has to be filed with USCIS here in the US. And she cannot file it. You have to file it here.
I have to file it on her behalf. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, Palviji. Actually, I will get back to you. I will send you a mail, and I would like to schedule something with you, and I will get in touch with you.
Very welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
For your convenience, once again, that number would be 972-361-0606 if you want an appointment to see Pallavi or her team. And yes, for all the callers here, 972-235-5555 is a number to reach her right now. And if you are trying to get through, just hang in there, because Pallavi will be here till 11:30, and we will run into a short commercial break in around 6 minutes. But then Pallavi will be here all the way till 11:30. So keep calling us. 972-235-5555 is the number in the studio. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You are live on the air. Definitely would like for you to turn off your radio and then ask your question, please.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Hi, Palviji. Good morning. My name is Rajat.
Yeah, hi Rajat. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Right now, actually, I'm H-1B and my wife on H-4. And my employer has filed my green card in EB1 category. And it was filed on July the 29th.
Okay.
And they filed 140, 485, everything concurrently. And I'm done with my fingerprints yesterday. My question is regarding the EAD. By when can I expect EAD so that my wife can start working?
So from the time that you have the case filed, the government is supposed to take under 3 months to give you the EAD. Currently, they are running at about 4 months though, and there is regulation that is underway to try and move that processing time to 6 months. So we're going to have, I'm just saying, right at about the 3-month period or mark is when you should expect it.
I'm sorry, you said 3 months and then
Yes.
you said March, or?
No. I said you have to expect it in 3 months, and usually it is taking almost 3.5 months, and the government is trying to up that processing time to 6 months. But right now, just 3 months is what I'd say.
Okay, from the date when it was filed, right?
Correct.
And fingerprints does not impact, because fingerprint appointment was rescheduled for me because I was in India.
Yeah, that may delay it a little bit. Once in a while, they try and combine the whole thing and then do it. So just see if you can get yourself set up for the fingerprint appointment quickly, because that may push it out and that gives them a reason.
It's done yesterday. I went through it and it was done.
All right. So then you're back on track.
Okay, so 3 months, good. And one last question was, my address is going to change. I'm going to shift in the same locality, just a couple of houses. Will it impact the green card process?
Well, you have to file.
The EAD process?
You have to file an AR11 in the middle. So you have to call and update the USCIS with your new address if you change, because otherwise you will not get it.
Okay, so yeah, once I move, I will update my address with them, but will it impact the overall process in terms of timeline?
It should not, because they really have to check that address, and then that's what they do. But at this point, all I can say is USCIS is looking for reasons, because they are backed up completely on those EADs, and they're looking for any reason to push out their 3-month processing time. So if you were to ask them, it's 3 months, 90 days by statute that they have to give you that EAD, why are they not? Then they look for reasons as to why not. And this change in address would be one, lack of fingerprinting would be another one.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. And we have less than, I think, 3 minutes here. So we will take another call. But I want our caller to be really quick on the question. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You're live on the air. Very quickly, please ask your question before we run into a break.
Yes. Hi. I need to know about the EB3B applied in March 2005. So what is the status? Can you tell me? Because I heard it's going quickly
Yes. So
for the green card?
yes. So for the EB categories, EB3 final action dates currently for India is 1st of March of 2005.
Oh, okay. So you think we'll get it in like 2-3 months, the green card?
So
thing,
what was your date in March?
24th of March.
Yeah. So they are not at 24th yet. They are 1st of March yet still.
Okay.
So
okay. So how much time about my husband's job? He changed the job, so I don't recall the form he needs to do. Some 11 something. He needs to inform USCIS or what is?
Yeah. So So let's just go over that. AR11 is only for your change of address. That's your physical location change. And I know we're going to run into a break real quick, but what you have to do, and USCIS will, if you don't have current medical exams, you will get a request for evidence, and at that time they'll ask you which employer is sponsoring you, and at that point you have to insert the AC21 request inside. All right. So yeah, and you have to get a present letter. You have to argue that it's the same position if you've moved on from the original perm and the I-140. So that will happen once they know that they're about to approve your green card. They will ask for those two things.
Okay, but AR11 we have to do address change right now. Okay.
Only for the physical address, your residence change, not an employer change.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for your call, and do want all our other callers to remember that Pallavi will be here until 11:30 today. So hang in there. Keep trying to reach us at 972-235-5555, and we will be back after a short commercial break. Keep listening to 104.9 FM. This Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. Once again, the number in the studio 972-235-5555. If you want to get in touch with her, you must call her front desk manager at 972-361-0606. ahluwalialaw.com is the website to go and find out about them entirely. Right now, we are once again ready to take your calls, and we see plenty of them coming in. So 972-235-5555. Once again, Pallavi, welcome back after a short commercial break.
Thank you so much, Meetu. It is always good catching up with you while we are on a break.
I know.
So let's just start taking the calls immediately. And I had a quick update, and this is, I want to announce it before I leave.
Okay. All right, going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi, please.
Hi, Pallavi. I'm calling from Fort Worth. We are both green card holders, my wife and I. We just got back from India, and our child was born in India. So we, at the port of entry, the child was given an NA3 status on the passport.
Okay.
And they said they were going to process the paperwork and forward it for USCIS for a permanent green card for the child. But we haven't heard anything since then, and we have another travel coming up, an international travel, and we are wondering how we should go about that. Is the NA3 stamping on the passport enough for us to travel?
Yeah, so all right. So you were not given a transportation letter from the embassy before you left? You just brought your child here?
Right. So we got the child 5 months after the birth, and at the port of entry, they did let us in. They gave us the NA3 status, but they didn't give us anything else to hold on to. This was in Dallas airport.
Yeah, because I would definitely, you'll have to file an I-130 for sure, right? And I think I'm not understanding the NA3 status as to what, and it may just be some temporary parole kind of status that may have been involved in this. Because
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I think what they mentioned was a child born to permanent residents abroad, as long as the child comes back within the first year with the parents, the child is automatically processed for a permanent residency, and
yeah, and it won't happen till the first step I would say is just go to InfoPass, talk to them, and show them what you were stamped with. Unless it is a stamp that it's a I-551 stamp, it is not going to be able to allow him to travel in and out of the country. So that's that they're talking. Yeah. So you'll have to get that stamp that we're talking about, and they may require require some more paperwork to be done before this would actually be considered a permanent resident. So mostly when people have kids while they're visiting abroad and they're green card holders, we send them to the consulate and they come in with a transportation letter, and that sets out what has to be done at that point.
Okay. I think the only information that we were given at the point of entry was that the NA3 status is valid for a year and we're good to travel, but it doesn't have what you're saying, the 551 stamping or any of that sort.
Yeah, it should be the 551. I-551. Yeah. Okay,
we'll take an info pass then. Thanks much for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you for your call. Going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Yes, Pallavi. My name is Sanjay, and we got a green card in 2012.
Okay.
So, are we eligible for the apply for the citizenship? We never been out of US.
Okay. So you have to, from the date that you are a permanent resident, you have to count up 4 years and 9 months. Okay.
4 years and 9 months. Okay.
And at that time you can apply. So, and of course you don't have any stays out of the country, so you should be okay with that. There should not be any issues with criminal matters. So good moral character has to be shown in the past 5 years.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yes. So all of those established, you should have no trouble, but you have to just count up. So go look at the green card and just then go ahead and count the 4 years and 9 months.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, too.
Thank you so much. 972-235-5555 number in the studio. All our listeners who are tuning in just now do want you all to know this is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. 972-361-0606 is the number to get an appointment from their front desk manager. All right, going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, my name is Nazreen. I have a question. My husband, he got a green card through his job. How long he has to work for the company?
So how long had he worked previously when the green card was applied for?
Almost a year.
Okay. So the point is that the green card is obtained on a permanent basis. The government does recognize that there may be a change in circumstances that merits people either leaving or being laid off or things. Circumstances do change. But, I mean, it just depends on an officer reviewing it. If they were to say that this person only was in the company to get a green card, then that may not bode well. But if he's been there about 6-8 months, I don't see any trouble with it.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for your answer. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye, Nasreen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, thank you for taking the call. I have a question. We applied for I-130 for my mother, and it was approved back in March. We haven't heard anything back yet. Should we still wait for it, or is it too late?
No. So if it was approved in March, you should have gotten fee bills from the National Visa Center. That would have come into an email address that was put into the I-130. Was that done?
No, we haven't received anything yet.
Okay, yeah, that's they do not take more than about 4 to 6 weeks to generate fee bills. So call the National Visa Center, tell them, give them that associated number, the MSC number that you have. Just give them that receipt notice, and then talk to them about issuing fee bills, because those fee bills have to be issued to trigger the next step if mom is abroad.
Okay, we'll do that. Thank you very much.
All the best.
All right. Thank you for your call. Moving on to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Please ask your question to Pallavi.
Thank you. Hi, Pallavi. I wanted to ask 2 quick questions on behalf of my husband. He's here on an L1A, and his green card was filed in Nebraska in mid-April. One question is, what is the expected process time for Nebraska currently? And second is, can we change locations once the I-140 is approved?
Yeah, okay. So the first question is if it was applied, the green card was applied while he's under L18, probably applied under the EB1C category.
That's right.
Right? Okay, so and that does not allow any premium processing, so it takes about 8 months or 9 months. Okay. Now when you're talking about changing of location, you're talking about your personal address change, correct?
That's right. I mean, within US, but maybe back in Dallas or somewhere else in California.
Okay, so whenever you change your address, you have to do an AR11, and that is just informing the government that you're moving. But my concern here is if the position is listed as, say for example, that the position is in California, and the person now relocates to another location which is away from California, that may trigger some information to the government that they can question. That has happened in the past, and and we've seen some companies end up with that request for evidence as to where that position is.
So what do you think would this save time to move?
So if this job requires him to travel, then of course you can move any place. Okay, but if this is a job that requires a steady presence at one office and you have an I-140 that is still processing or the 485 that has not been approved, then I would be cautious.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you. 972-235-5555 number in the studio. If you have a question for Pallavi, do give us a call. Going to our next caller, Fanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Pallavi. I have a quick question. So, my company has filed green card in EB3 category because my job requirement did not need master's, but I do have master's. So, does that mean I'm stuck with EB3, or is there a chance for me to upgrade my status to?
Yeah, you can only change to EB2 if you have an employer that does your labor certification and requests a master's or a bachelor's plus 5 years of experience. Okay, that's what's the advanced degree EB2. Okay, that's the only way to move to EB2, and that's possible. Sometimes employers have future positions that require a higher level of degree or experience, and then people do shift from that EB3 to EB2 based on that.
And then is it okay if it's with the same company, if my same company promotes me to that position, will it be upgraded, or I'll have to change the company and that company has to have that kind of responsibility?
Yeah, no, the same company can apply for a new labor for a different position that requires the advanced degree or
awesome.
Either the master's or BS plus 5.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pallavi.
Of course. All the best.
Thank you for your call. Going to our next caller, Fanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. I was trying to find out about a situation that you feel free to not answer if you don't really know. But this person has gone to India and is employed by a company that is probably he's been with them for 3 months. And he went twice because he needed a visa to return if he went. And he went twice to get a visa. And both the times they rejected. Is there a way he can come on F2 because the lady that he got married to is here, his wife is an F1?
Yeah, of course. So he does have an option. So he went for H-1B stamping is what you're saying. The H-1B stamping did not work out for him. And now he has another option to return to the country on a dependent visa. Yes, if the wife is here on an F1 and she can sponsor him, of course, he can come in.
Right, but then will it cause any kind of a trouble for him because he's already employed by another company through which the paperwork that he really wants them to send people, so they have a quota and that won't happen until February.
All right, so he won't have that employment anymore when he enters on an F2. He's giving up the employment. When he's coming here on an F2, he's coming only as a dependent of a student, and so that will not leave him with any job options. So he'll have to just come on that dependent status.
Right, okay. I appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. 972-361-0606 is the number if you want to get in touch with her and seek consultation. So, yes, once again, ahluwalialaw.com is the website to go and find out more about Ahluwalia Law Offices. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio, you are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, I have a question. A kid is there who's having an Indian passport, and is it possible for any green card holder in US to adopt him or become his guardian legally?
So the adoption process is a fairly complex one, requires at least one parent to be a US citizen if you're trying to adopt from abroad. Also, you have to go through the legal adoption process, which is a court process. In India, sometimes they just do affidavits and, notarize it on stamp paper and think that's adoption. That is not considered adoption here in the US. You have to go through that. You have to set up this family here under the state law to be looked at and go through the process of adoption here, family law courts here, and then also do the immigration related paperwork. The child must be under the age of 14.
Okay, not possible for the child above the age of 18 or something.
No.
And even the guardianship, ma'am?
Yeah, no. There is. So here, at 18, people become majors, as in they're emancipated, and they do not need guardians after 18. So the law does not require define that as a child necessarily.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Bye bye.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, good morning, Pallavi. My name is Saad. I'm a U.S. citizen. I applied for my brother back in April of 2004. Recently, last month or so ago, I applied, submitted all the documentation they asked for, including the affidavit of financial support.
Okay.
Just wanted to ask you, what would be the next step, and how soon do you see him coming into the U.S.?
Okay. So you said you applied in 2004. Okay.
That is correct.
And which country again? Pakistan. Okay, so they are currently processing November 1st of 2003 filed cases. Those are the ones that are currently getting the green cards. The ones that are being processed at the National Visa Center are the ones that have July 1st of 2004 dates. Okay, so that's the reason they've asked for all that information, but they're going to hold it till that date shows up on the final action dates on the visa bulletin.
Okay, all right. So at that time, once it's on the date is current, what would be the next step from my end, or everything would be done by the embassy back in Islamabad?
Yes, it's going to be done in the embassy that is the jurisdiction he falls under. He will have to go through medical exams, he'll have to go through an interview, and that's when he'll get a green card. So your responsibility would be over from the time that you've submitted all the paperwork, the DS-260 forms, the affidavit of support, the fees that were required, the proof of relationship, everything has been submitted, then you should be okay. If they have questions, meanwhile, they will issue you a second request. Okay? And if you don't get that, that means your paperwork is fine, and they're just going to hold it up until the date gets current.
Okay, thank you for your help.
Of course.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for your call. And I remember, Pallavi, you said you had some updates for our listeners here. So let's go ahead and...
So this is a question that we are asked quite often, and it has a quick answer right now, and that is people that have gotten the H1s recently and have never been stamped. So this may be even, people who've been in the country, never been stamped, never been back to their home country. The question used to be, can we apply at another consulate, and would Mexico or Canada take us? Well, right now, the Department of State has announced that for first time, third country H-1B applicants, they can apply in Vancouver. Okay, so that is a big update. I know it's now going to probably create queues there, but and appointments may be a little difficult. But this is even if their application is based on a university degree that is issued outside of the United States. So earlier we used to say that the consulate has discretion to take you on or refuse you, and mostly they will refuse you because they want the home country to be the first time stamping. However, this is an exception that has been announced, and this bodes well for a lot of people who don't want to go to India or, say, for example, Pakistan, get stuck in longer lines there for visa processing, because we hear that all the consulates, that is Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, they're all quite backed up with dates for processing. So Vancouver may be your option if you have to consider.
All right. Thank you for that update. And Pallavi, about your website, aluvalialaw.com, plenty of information for our listeners to go and find out up there. And also we share, you share the recordings of the live shows that you do with us here.
Yes. So if you want to, if you have some questions and you want to sort through the tags on the recordings, kind of states what's been discussed, as in it's not completely a transcript, but it just has some tags that you can, if it is something that is of interest to you in terms of your question, you can go and listen to that audio clip. And of course, people who want to listen to themselves, they're always welcome to go on to our site, aluvalialaw.com, and they can hear themselves too.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Pallavi, for being here, and it's always fun to be talking to you between the break.
Of course, always.
And yes, of course, for our listeners and the community here, can't thank enough for that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yes, I will be patched in, but I will talk to you next Wednesday.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.